Boom! What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, thanks for visiting. We are going through money, my pocket money, see if we can find things worth more than face value. So if you're like, hey, that doesn't sound up my alley, even if you're not into collecting money, you're probably into turning it into more money. And if you've never heard of that, it is very awesome. It's one of the best hobbies ever, where you can go through your pocket change, your coins, your banknotes, anywhere in the world, find errors with them or collectible varieties, and they're worth way more than, in this case, $1, but they're face value. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it. We'll see if we find anything at least collectible, and you can go through my older videos if you want, learn about coins and stuff. Nothing crazy in the front, 2021. Obverse of the note. Keep an eye out for, I'll stop flicking it around. Collectible serial numbers, issues with the print. The only thing different about 2021 notes is the series, this series date. Their signatures was the first time that there was 2 women in both those offices. So that's a little different from like a history aspect. But the design has stayed the same since the 60s. So there's nothing to talk about there. 5s were redesigned in the early 2000s, but here in the next like 10 years, they're going to redo them again. So you can find collectible stuff on the existing 5s though. And just like on this one, you'll want to, I actually skipped it, but check the reverse of the note. On 1s, you'll want to look for stuff mainly around the intricate detail points. I don't see anything popping out. Plus the damage here is going to make it hard to find those things. Back to the 5. In this case, nothing in the serial number. I'm looking for really patterns, birthdays, dates, repetitious digits, like 2 or 3 of them at most. Most people want a binary or a single digit, which would be a full solid serial number. Now, there's only like 8 or 9, maybe up to a dozen or so in every series. They're extremely valuable, but something to definitely look for. Back of the note, really clean $5 note. Nothing jumping out, though. I'll go a little quicker. I don't want to bore you. Some 2s. Nothing else going on repetitious-wise, if I can talk. Nothing crazy, 2021 series also. Printed really nice, shifted a little down on the back. If it's riding the actual edge, or it's off, then you're actually into collectible or rare territory. Hey, nice little TRINARY note. Can't talk today. TRINARY note. 3s, 7s, and 0s. So this odes back to like a minute ago. They're very collectible in the sense that they're a cool serial number, but unless they're grouped together, in my opinion, so like 3s, then all the 0s, and then 7s, that would make it more desirable. Maybe to the right collector, valuable. But mainly, though, people want binary notes where it's just 2 digits. And then a true binary is just 0s and 1s, but I'm a collector of all things collectible, and it's just $1. I really like trinary notes, and this one has good grouping on it. So I say I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to set that one aside. You can let me know in the comments if you'd hold on to it, but, hey, everybody, I think, has their right to collect whatever they want. 2009 Series 20, so this was a little bit after the redesign for these 2 in the early 2000s. Keep an eye out on each side of the White House where they print these trees. Sometimes there's excessive printing from the front. Sometimes there's a little extra ink going on, ink smears. If they're heavy enough, like they're obscuring some of these repetitious 20s or another part of the note, then that's also going to be considered kind of an ink error. So those can be worth good money over face value also. Nothing jumping out here. The 2's sitting a little high on this serial number, but it is tiny. 1% higher. If it was really dramatic, those stuck digit notes can, get pretty valuable. Almost another trinary, some 4s, some 5s, 1 and 2. Kind of a cool serial number, but not enough for me to hold on to. Back of the bill, reverse. Keep an eye out around the Great Seal. I don't see anything here. Yeah, kind of a funky printed 5 on this one. Really, both of them, but it's really common if it's a 2013 or 2017. So I don't hold on to those. You can let me know if you do. Some free blood on the back and nothing else jumping out. This one's real beat up. I say it a lot in most of my videos, but a nice ode to how the currency is printed, which is similar to other countries in the world outside of here, the US. Back of the note. Been water damaged, missing a bunch of ink. Hard to tell if anything collectibles there. Getting through it. I won't hold you guys hostage. I know you're ready to get back to searching through your own stuff. some threes. Little 2 action in there, some zeros. Nice print, though. Really good condition for a circulated note. There's no bends and folds in the corners. Overall, print's really nice, so if it was collectible, this would be a good example of one you'd be like, heck yeah. Despite this little weird wonky kind of crease, the thing's overall really nice. So, unfortunately, not collectible as far as outside of just being a good dollar, but a good example of condition you're looking for. Some 5s, some 4s, nothing crazy. Folded up $10 bill. Nothing going on there on the back. Moving on, it's kind of same deal with the treasury depiction, and since there's another 10, I'll touch on that again. Nothing in the serial number. Keep an eye out on the color changing ink. You can get contaminated inkwell errors with these, where it sounds just like that. The inkwell system they use to print these color changing ink portions, the little torch and the 10 here, they can get what's called contaminated, where the ink is improperly mixed within it, and it comes out typically in a darker shade. You're usually going to see it here in these gold hues, looking almost like a dark green to black. If that's the case, that's a really good error to hold on to, and those can be really valuable. On the 10s, keep an eye out, like I was going to mention on the other one. Kind of same deal as around the White House depiction on a 20. Around the Treasury depiction, there's so much intricate detail in the actual design of all the windows and the trees here and stuff like that, that there's a lot of instances that you see in sales online of ink errors, smears, shifts, things of that nature. So look for those. Hey, a little dollar sneaking in there, and I'll get these straightened up, get them all going the same way. Hey, a less desirable, another TRINARY. So it's like that one we set aside earlier. 1s, 0s, and 5s, but much better condition. So similar to that other one, despite this little fold here. I wish this is what's called a gutter fold, which means it's like actually printed in the bill, but I'm not that lucky. You know what? I'm going to hold on to them. I think they're fun, and I didn't find much else. So from a collectible aspect, I'll throw them as dollars into my collection. But another little TRINARY note. Back of the bill. Nice bleed through of Washington's coat. If you can actually see them in full, I've seen those sell. I'll link some of those so you can kind of see examples. Fiver 2021 series. A little funky print on the serial series year. Kind of funky one there, but not enough to hold on to. Nothing else jumping out. For a second there, I thought I had some lack of ink on this 5, but my eyes deceive me. Last but not least, folded up, creased up, beat up $20 bill. Little bit shifted over to the left. Nothing in the serial number. Little bit of blurring in the signature there. Probably from recent inking before it was printed. Back of the note, keep an eye out in those areas I already pointed out. I'm not going to kill you with that again. You can see a little bit of excess ink coming through from the front, but unless you can make out the front of the note, there's not much to talk about. Now, if you have something like an offset print where somehow it has portions that are supposed to be on another side of the note transposed to the other side, then you're talking real serious money, where some of those where they have seals and serial numbers or things from the reverse printed on the opposite side incorrectly, those can sell for in upwards of thousands of dollars. But in this case, good old $20 bill. So what are we holding on to? Couple nice little TRINARY notes. They're collectible. If they were in a better pattern, they were all grouped together, I'd say maybe I could sell them for a premium to the right person. But in this case, I'm still going to throw them in a bill collector protector sleeve and throw them in my collection. Let me know if you'd hold on to TRINARY notes or if you like more desirable fancy serial numbers. And let me know what you've been coming across in your coin and banknote searches in the comments. I will see you there, and I'll see you in the next video.